So I was reading an article this morning, right, and it showed, it had some video and it showed all these Antifa people beating people up because they support President Trump. It amazes me. You know what I want to do? I had a write on there. I said, you know, I would love to take 50 of my former associates and go educate those people, just share education. That kind of disturbing behavior makes me sick. And the cops can't do anything about it. You know, I was thankful to have worked for the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department for 20 years. Do you know why it was such a great department? Because it was a county sheriff. That was an elected position. There was nobody controlling the sheriff. And all the years that I worked there, I could arrest a multimillionaire or I could throw it on a person of a different color that was as poor as could be, as long as I was just. And God blessed me to be a just and decent man. I never had to fear. But now you've got thousands of cops out there working in these big cities that are controlled. The chief of police is controlled by the mayor because he appoints the chief of police. And they have these liberal policies, and now you've got thousands of cops taking abuse every day. It's nonsense. Listen, if you're an anti-cop zealot because you got pulled over once and you didn't like the way that person treated you, because you don't like something like that, you're not my kind of people. I'm not saying every cop is perfect, but I don't even want to preface that anymore. Nobody in any profession is perfect. Nobody. But when I watch people getting beat up because they wear a hat that supports the current president of the United States, getting spit on, pushed around, and beat up, mobs of 20 or 30 useless losers, I look at them with their faces covered like terrorists, I think, you know what? 50 of my associates and I would love to be there for that. I'm not the kind of man that looks for trouble. I'm the kind of man that stops it. That behavior is out of line. And it's all over the news. People are videoing it. They think it's cool. They think it's funny. This anti-government anarchy. It's enough. So I wonder, if something was going to happen in, say, Oregon in 3 weeks, how many people from Vantac would meet me up there? I wonder. I don't know if I'll do it or not, you know, because people can look at me as radical. I'm not radical. How is loving your country and justice and being a decent human being radical? How is that radical? That's where we are now. I just read something. I have no idea if it's true or not because you don't even know what the truth is in the media. Where some bigwig who makes a whole lot of money said that you can have a beard and a penis and be a lady. I mean, what kind of sickness is that? Now, the article that showed that said that was Chelsea Clinton that said that. I don't know if she said it or not. Who knows what the truth is? Nobody knows the truth anymore. Isn't that what the media is all about? Not letting anybody know what the truth is? We all have to decipher what the truth is? I can tell you what the truth is. If there's a standing president of the United States, then the country should support him. Whatever you think of the current president of the United States, he's the president of the United States. You want him to fail? Then you want the country to fail. You're an idiot. Listen, I never voted for the Obama administration. I think it was the most corrupt administration ever, and more things are coming out. But when he won the election, I said, well, I hope that I'm wrong. And though I didn't like a lot of his policies, I still respected the fact that he was the president of the United States. Go on, Jet. Sorry, the dog was going to knock the camera off the log. That's where we need to be. We need to support the President of the United States. And if you don't, and now there's people beating people up who support the President of the United States, and the police stand there. Why is it that the police stand there and allow that stuff to happen? It's because they have a police chief that's not going to back them up. And when cops stop doing their job because they've got a family to support, people are like, well, they should just quit and go get another job. Yeah, get out of here. Grow up. That ain't going to happen. You got a boss you don't like the way they treat you or whatever, you just do your job and get by. You know, people need to stand up, especially retired cops. All these retired cops out there, stand up. Go up there and stand with them. Stand in front of the cops and say, I ain't letting stuff happen. And then you know how to be provoked by somebody, and you can take it. And when somebody takes a swing at you, you can defend yourself. And you've got a whole line of your brothers and sisters behind you. You know, enough is enough. This country belongs to all of us. The idea that because you're rich, right? Look at the politicians. Is there anybody in there that represents blue-collar people? Honestly? Honestly. Everybody in there is a multimillionaire. Children being raised up as multimillionaires, and they're going to fight the common cause for the blue-collar person. Oh, come on. What the hell's wrong with us? I mean, when's the last time a blue-collar parent could look at a child and say, you may grow up to be president? You got to have $200 million to run for president now. You gotta whiz-bang people. I mean, money is controlling the whole thing now. There's not a damn thing we can apparently do about it. But why don't we do something about it? I'm not talking about radical, hurting people, or doing anything else. I'm just talking about being an American and saying, hey, see this? This is called the Constitution. We don't violate it. We don't attack it. If you run for office and you even talk about violating the Constitution, you can't run for office because you got to take an oath that says you pledge to protect it. You know, it's interesting. I read an article this morning and I saw where, Elizabeth Warren, right? She said that she wants to place an excise tax on guns and ammunition, which will slow down the sale of firearms. If you look up the definition of infringe, look it up. It means to deter or undermine. Well, she is admitting right there. She's admitting directly to the definition of infringe by saying, I'm going to make a tax so it makes harder for people to get guns and ammunition. That is an infringement of the Second Amendment. That's exactly why that word was used. They didn't say you get to have guns or not. They said, we won't even tolerate being infringed. We'll taxing ammunition and guns and telling you where you can carry them and telling you which ones you can have. And then we got that other moron, I'm not even going to mention his name because he's got no chance of ever being president. He just likes to fire people up and we're all falling for it. Taking guns, that's a direct violation of the Second Amendment. People start taking guns and they're running for office. No wonder people get upset. But it's all a bunch of blah, blah, blah. Because you know what's really going on? The theft of our country. You know, I talked about this before, but the Obama administration added $9 trillion to the national debt in 8 years. That's taking $80 billion a month, $80 billion with a B, dollars a month, and either giving it to somebody or throwing it in the trash. And I have a feeling it was more like giving. And now nobody knows where that money went or who we owe it to. We just know that there's a $9 trillion debt that nobody's even talking about. And all those people up there, they're all rich. Don't you see a problem with that? I do. Come on, I know you do. We all do. So what are we going to do? Are we ever going to stand up and start doing something? You know, we watch people get beat up because of their beliefs. People support the current president and they get beat up for it. And it's like great news? Yeah, I say no. You know, man, I love the country. I love my family. God's blessed me with some wonderful things in my life. I don't have to do anything. I can just live here. And man, that's all I like to do. I like to know that my family is healthy and safe, and I live here. But I also love the country, and I want great things. Now, it's a blessing for me to have a child because I care. You see, if I didn't have a child, I could just hide here till I died off and say, you know, whatever. But I fight a battle because I want a great country for my child and the people that he will love and care for. And this is a great country. But the greatest of us are the people that are in the middle class that work hard. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. Come on. It doesn't even matter your religion, even though I believe Jesus Christ is real. There's only one God, and I am a Christian, and I believe that. But I don't care what religion you are. If you have character, you work hard, and you don't try to hurt me or others. Because if God is real, which I believe he is, it's going to come out. But we get divided on everything. Race, color, money, religion. You know what? It's just this big storm of nonsense. Well, you know what I say? I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. If you work hard, you love the country, and you just want a safe home and be safe in your home so you can speak your mind, and, well, then we agree. Look at that common ground we have. You love your family, so do I. You want prosperity, you want opportunity, so do I. You want to stop racism? So do I. You know how you stop racism? Talk to people of other races and say, hey, you know what? I don't know you, but man, I want to know you. You want to make world peace? Travel. Make friends all around the world. You know, imagine if we were going to go to war with some country and 20 million Americans stood up and said, wait a minute, I know families over there and they don't want to go to war. How could we go to war? Man. Come on, America. Come on.